Good morning, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in the world. This is George Wilson, and I am an agent with a company called Estate. And what Estate does is they show you they put together a platform where you can put your money into real estate and invest in real estate, which is tokenized, which means simply it's on the blockchain. Safety, security, transparency. Okay? Welcome to my channel, Financially Black 419, and all I'm doing is documenting my journey through this financial space and showing people how to put money to work for them. Basically saying, make money while you sleep. We have some new customers on the platform, and I'm just going to be showing you today how to put money into the platform and then make a purchase and kind of help you make a decision on which property you want to start with. All right? So first thing you want to understand is we have multiple properties. As you can see, this is our apartment in Miami, and it's in an area called Icon Brickell, which is the residential side of the W Hotel. Excuse me. And as you can see, the returns on your investment is between 0.32% and 0.52% per day. And this property actually you can purchase with as minimum a deposit as $10. Now, as you can see, I have $19.32 in my wallet, and I'm going to make a purchase. But first thing I want to do is show you exactly how that process works as far as loading up. So I have $19.32 in here, but let's say you're starting out and you want to deposit coins. We have over 32 coins that we accept. And just to let you know as a sidebar, there are different networks and different coins and different tokens. And what you always want to pay attention to is the network that your coin is on. For example, Tether, meaning tethered to the US dollar, USDT, is on multiple networks. It's on TRC20, which is the Tron network, ERC20, which is the Ethereum network, and BEP20, which is Binance network, just for example. So you always want to check and make sure which network you're on when you're using certain coins. And let's say you want to use Bitcoin. You can go down here to play with the numbers and see exactly what you want to do. Let's say you want to do $1,500 worth. Well, in order to see how to get to $1,500, you will simply just play around with the numbers. And here you see it says 8,125.77. And that's 0.09 Bitcoin at the current price as of the recording of this video. And that's a little too high for $1,500, correct? So let's go and put a 5 in there. That's 4,500. Let's bring it on down to, let's put a 1, 912. So you're kind of close. As you get used to this, you'll learn how to play with the numbers. And put a 5 in there, that's 1,300. 6 would be 1,444. 0.017 is 1,534. And you want to bring it down a little bit lower than that 34. Let's go back to 6. 0.16 is 1,444. And let's use a 5. 1,489. 8. 1,516. 7. 1,507. You get the picture. Once you decide that the amount that you want to send, you will hit confirm. Once you hit confirm, then it'll show you, and always double check your payment details. What network you're on, what coin you're sending, the transfer amount, as you can see, 0.0167. And then you will go here to either copy your address or you will scan the QR code if you're using a second device. And you want to get into the habit, for safety, of looking at your address and making sure the first 6 and the second 6, and the last 6 digits are the same when you're doing your transactions. Ultimately, you want to look at the entire string. but you always want to check your addresses to make sure that you're sending to the right place. Now, on this note, there are some platforms where they'll use the same address every time, and some platforms where they'll change address. As a note of safety, always copy right before your transaction to make sure, because some companies have been known to have the same address and then switch up to using different addresses. So to cover yourself, again, always check your network, what coin you're sending, and then on what network it's on, your transfer amount, and any fees. In this particular case, we don't have any fees. The fees are on the back end when I send. When I send Bitcoin to this platform, I check the ledger to make sure that the fees are, acceptable. Okay. Once you send that, then you go back to dashboard and go to real estate. And this is how you select your tokenized property. Again, this is the apartment in Miami, Icon Brickell. Then we have an apartment in Seattle, Washington. And as you see, the higher the tier, the more the payout is, the profit per day, 0.41% to 0.61%. And if you go to the lake house, 0.37% to 0.54%. And then you can come down and you can look at the profitability chart. As you can see, this property has been paying out in the last 7 days between 0.39% and 0.54%. And this particular property starts at $2.50 per share, pays out $1.14 a day, $23.89 per month, $284.38 per year, and your break-even point is 10 months. Now, for the sake of this example, we're going to go back to the Miami apartment. What did I do? Oh, okay. So we're at the Miami property. As you can see, again, look at the profitability chart. It's been paying out from 0.35% as high as 0.51%. And again, you can go down to the profit calculator. And let's say you wanted to do that same 1,500. Then that would pay you out $6.30 per day, $132.30 per month, $1,575 per year. Your break-even point is 11 months. All right. Now, for this particular example, we're going to do $10. I'm going to buy one share just to show you through the process. Hit buy property, and then you will come up here and you will put in the amount coming from the e-wallet. If you hit that, you can send in directly what you want, but I've already loaded my e-wallet. Amount to pay, your profit, 4 cents per day, 88 cents per month, $10.50 per year. Break-even point is 9 months. Now, this here is one of the most powerful pieces to this particular project, and that is enabling auto capitalization. When this option is selected, your daily profit will be automatically added to your investment. Future earnings will be calculated based on the growing total amount. This compounding process continues for 18 months and cannot be disabled once activated. So you have to make a choice in the beginning. Do you want to enable auto capitalization, i.e. compounding, or do you want to take your payments out daily? For this particular property, I will be enabling auto capitalization, so it's a bigger payout at the end of 18 months. Then you go here, hit pay now, and this is your payment invoice. Global Bank Tower is the address. Invoice for myself with my email address. Total due $10. I'm purchasing the property known as Apartment Miami. And then you'll go down. That is my sponsor, Anthony DeLoach. Summary, $10, tax, 0, passive phase, lifetime. I can go back and change anything if I want to change it. And this is your investor contract. Every time you purchase a property, you'll be asked to sign a contract. And there, I've signed my contract. Pay from balance, the e-wallet, amount to pay, and remaining balance. And press pay. Success, your tokenized real estate has been purchased. And then here are the details that added to it. And it's that simple. So if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you for your time. Let's get this money, baby. See you on the other side.